Hello there guys, it's Joey. So this is going to be the Imbolc altar for 2017 and an Imbolc message maybe. So this is going to probably be the only video I make this week for myself on my channel, and that's because I've been suffering again with the migraines, so I am behind again, so apologies for that. If you're on my Facebook then you already know, but I've been cleansing and healing and doing all that good stuff. I'm feeling okay today as a result, so I am focusing on getting people's orders up to date. So I thought, however, we would have a look-see at crows joining in at the simplistic, but I like it. You know, it's a breath of fresh air style altar. Again, we're doing the 3-tier thing by the window because the main altars are for the Morrigan now, and even so she's on the top level, so there you go. I may be slow and tripping over words a little bit because of migraine again, so apologies for that, but we shall take a look-see at the Imbolc altar and then we'll talk a little bit about message for Imbolc. So first and foremost, I did craft some more storm water cleansing spray for Imbolc. I may put the recipe up for this on the blog in the next few days if I feel okay to. I'm kind of veering away from screens for a little bit at the minute, so it's absolutely wonderful. It's so breath of fresh airy. I love it. So that's just as a little side note. So on the little working altar down here, again we have this altar cloth, which was from the Spooky Box Club. I have a swan feather for Brigitte, or Bridget, depending on your pronunciation. I get told off for not saying Brigitte, so there you go. She is associated with swans, and swan songs are also associated with bards, which she is associated with. I've gone for a little bit of the lighter, hopeful message of Brigitte here because I tend to find when interacting with her she has a very dynamic personality. One half of her feels more ethereal and like the white feathers of swans on her cloak that she wears, and is about the spoken word and hope and light and birth and healing. And then the other side of her is like fire. It's just justice and fire and passion and that burst of flame under the earth that gets life going again. So I decided to go a little bit more ethereal on this side of things because that tends to line up where I think Imbolc lines up a little closer. There is that kind of burst of fire underground, as I mentioned. And then down here we just have a little offering bowl with a rosebud and a forget-me-not in. Down there is the little plaque of the silver birch with the lunar birch, and that's still there. I felt that those energies incorporated nicely into this one. There is a kind of lunar element to Brigitte, if you ask me. I think, given that she's a solar deity, I think she has both to her. I think she has solar and lunar energies to her. So I'm aware that she's considered to be a solar deity, but I feel like there is a balance within her. And then one of the skull candles from Elixir of Light. And then on the main here we have again the beautiful crow carrying its familiar. It's the Witch's Familiar is what this is called. And I thought that really resonated nicely because not only does it have a little bit of a Morrigan-esque feel and brings Morrigan in, Morrigan being quite closely tied to Brigitte. She's friendly with Brigitte, and but it also has that sort of healing element, that carrying element, that carrying through element that Brigitte so strongly brings forth in her healing. So it kind of has a nice crossover to it. We have the little wooden altar, little one travel altar, and in the centre is one of my candles, and then I have 4 crystals, so that makes up the Brigitte's cross in a circle, but in kind of a natural way. Sneaky, huh? I like it. I like it. So it's there in its cross with its circle, but it's kind of there within the natural state of things. It's not like, oh, I drew the cross and here it is. I like that it's kind of formed from crystals and earth and healing and the earthy base. I really quite like that. So the crystals that we have, you spin me right round, baby, right round, like a crystal, baby, right round, right round. Anyway, sorry, I'm in all kinds of weird mood. My brain's been misfiring for 3 or 4 days straight, so you're not getting any kind of sense today. Not that you do normally. So this is a quartz crystal cluster. There's lots and lots of little goodies there. He's a power point. He's the central point of many crystal grids. And then over here is another quartz crystal. This is a cylinder. Oh look, you can see right up there. That's so good. I love the shape of this. I just freaking love it. And you'll notice as we have kind of this circular but point, and then we have a point, and then we have a full sphere. You see how we're going full circle? You bring me... No, let's not do that again. Right, so over here we have the aura quartz. Now, I've forgotten which one the white one actually is, because the titanium is the blue. Aha! It is Angel Aura Druzy. So all the angel auras, yeah, definitely is. Right, good. The angel aura. And I like that. I actually like that it's an angel aura because Brigitte obviously crossed into Christianity. Her influence was so strong that they made her a saint because they couldn't get rid of her influence. So I kind of like that kind of little tie over there. That's kind of neat. It kind of resonates around the idea of she withstands time. And of course, angel aura quartz, all of the angel aura quartzes, have a strong power of transformation. That is their key energy, and they're bonded from natural elements before anybody mentions it. Yeah, I know, but they're in the Book of Stones. They're the only crystal in the Book of Stones that is inverted commas man-made, because it's basically an alchemic process of natural ingredients done naturally, heated. And it forms a quite powerful crystal, and I have a whole video on angel aura quartz and titanium aura quartz anyway, but transformation really sort of keys into Brigitte, so I really liked that. And then up the top is one of my babies. It is a spirit quartz cluster, also known as a twin flame cluster, also known as a spirit quartz cluster. And I have another one down here, which is another twin flame or a twin cross. I kind of wanted this one for the cross because, again, Brigitte and crosses. But over here, the light is all kinds of crazy. If I kind of angle the camera, we kind of get some light. It was really, really bright, and now it's gone really quite dark. It's very confusing. So I really love spirit quartz for a number of reasons. There are some little bits of spirit quartz in the circle surrounding the votive as well. And spirit quartz has a real ethereal power punch, but for me it really is associated with Avalon. It makes me think of Avalon, and kind of like Avalon decorated in twinkly lights, and there's kind of the fae getting the jazz on and having a dance and having a spiritual carry on, and it's kind of light and ethereal and beautiful and a moment of pure celebration. And I think there's a lot of fae energy around Imbolc. You see all of your snowdrops. Caught my brain going. Snowdrops, and snowdrops to me just say fae completely. And there's this kind of like hopeful innocence begins to creep back into the world in the West, obviously. And it's that birth of new life, and kind of spirit quartz has that kind of belief and innocence and wonder to it. So in here we kind of have just like a healing loose circle of crystals. We've already talked about the spirit quartz or fairy quartz. There's also snow quartz in there, regular quartz. Regular quartz just boosts the power of everything. It's an all-rounder, and I think, to be honest, Brigitte is the all-round healer so that quartz kind of melds nicely there. Snow quartz is a gentler, softer, sweeter healer. It kind of has a support system energy going to it. It has a nice correspondence with Imbolc in my mind because of the snowdrops again, so that light, fresh healing. And then we have some Rainbow Moonstone connectivity with the Divine Feminine in particular, the more lunar energies again, of course. And because I honestly believe that Brigitte has solar and lunar elements, and I've chosen to focus a little bit more on the lunar elements here for this time of year. So I wanted the Rainbow Moonstone crystal, and it's a good seer crystal as well. It helps us to divine the future, but remain hopeful and balanced. And again, one of my candles, votives, that you can purchase in store if you so wish, which has already been burnt some. I wonder if oh no, my matches are on them over there, so I can't really light the candle on camera because it would mean mucking about. And then this is just the little magpie and the little dudes up there because I love them and they make me giggle, so they're still there. And that's actually covering the little lights at the minute, but I wanted the it's actually a shawl, the shawl to have the crow feathers against the lighter down here. So this is a little bit more Morrigan-esque because we're working up to Morrigan, who is present obviously and always is, and then this is a little bit more Brigitte area down here. And then the only thing that's actually changed a little bit up here, and I mean the light permitting, is I've moved 2 selenite pieces up here for a gateway into the new year, and then the swan card from the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck. And I love the swan imagery here because it has an as above so below, it has a reflection, and that's a good point of reference for Imbolc, a point of gateway into the new year, and new year in terms of life cycles, in terms of maiden cycles, in terms of spring, rather than new year as in, you know, date that we walk into a new year. But I really like that there, so that kind of has a double gateway at the back there, and of course you have the Morrigan-esque energies around like they always are, so that's not shifted. But I did add a little bit of selenite, again more lunar energy, and the swan there. So just to go back here and finish up, for me, this Imbolc, I'm being kind of quiet and I'm focusing on healing, obviously. But the message that I really think comes across, yeah, there we go, comes across quite strongly, the croissant. We all want the croissants. What am I talking about? I have no idea. I've gone into a strange French accent because now I want a croissant. That is not the message for Imbolc. Hang on. Oh dear. Anyway, so the message for Imbolc is not croissants. It is in fact hope. Although if, you know, croissants give you hope, then all the more. Oh, God, I do talk some nonsense, I swear. Anyway, and it is basically focusing on things that bring us hope and standing in solidarity, because there are some dark times going on right now. And I made a video originally for the Standing Rock oil pipe situation, and that is getting worse and ongoing, unfortunately, because of the results of politics, as is a lot of situations which seem to be getting worse and worse and worse. And I think the best thing that we can remember is to find moments of clarity, find moments of hope, find moments to stand together. I read a very nice story this morning about a Jewish synagogue opening their doors to Muslims whose mosque got burnt down in a hate crime, and so that's a little bit of a light in moments of darkness. And I've said on 1 or 2 occasions that a line that helped me through is, when there is tragedy, when there is pain and destruction and hatred, look for the helpers. You will always find the helpers there where there is darkness, seeking to help those who are in dire need. And a blackbird just flew past, right up to the window and away, so that's good confirmation. So I'm going to be privately doing more spell work to strengthen the protection for the people who I feel are struggling and who are going to be targets and who need the assistance, and I'm going to be doing more rituals and drumming and things. Some of it I may well record just to put those energies out into the atmosphere, but I encourage people, no matter whether you record videos, whether or not, whatever you do, even if it's just lighting a candle today for Imbolc and saying, Brigitte, we need hope back in the world. We need it. We need it now, and we need it more than we have ever needed it. So, if we all unite and find something to be hopeful for, and find something to keep fighting for, and stand by each other instead of allowing hate to escalate, then we can bring hope back into this world.